Narrated by Ali. I got a she-camel in my share of the war booty on the day of the Battle of Badr, and the Prophet peace be upon him had given me a she-camel from the Kumis. When I intended to marry Fatima, the daughter of Allah's apostle, I had an appointment with a goldsmith from the tribe of Bani Kanaka to go with me to bring idkar, i.e. grass of pleasant smell, and sell it to the goldsmiths and spend its price on my wedding party. I was collecting for my she-camel's equipment of saddles, sacks, and ropes while my 2 she-camels were kneeling down beside the room of an Ansari man. I returned after collecting whatever I collected, to see the humps of my 2 she-camels cut off and their flanks cut open and some portion of their livers was taken out. When I saw that state of my 2 she-camels, I could not help weeping. I asked, "Who has done this?" The people replied, "Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, who is staying with some Ansari drunks in this house." I went away till I reached the Prophet peace be upon him, and Zayd bin Haritha was with him. The Prophet peace be upon him noticed on my face the effect of what I had suffered, so the Prophet peace be upon him asked, "What is wrong with you?" I replied, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, I have never seen such a day as today. Hamza attacked my 2 she-camels, cut off their humps, and ripped open their flanks, and he is sitting there in a house in the company of some drunks." The Prophet peace be upon him then asked for his covering sheet, put it on, and set out walking followed by me and Zayd bin Haritha till he came to the house where Hamza was. He asked permission to enter, and they allowed him, and they were drunk. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him started rebuking Hamza for what he had done, but Hamza was drunk and his eyes were red. Hamza looked at Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, and then he raised his eyes, looking at his knees, then he raised up his eyes looking at his umbilicus, and again he raised up his eyes looking at his face. Hamza then said, "Aren't you but the slaves of my father?" Allah's Messenger peace be upon him realized that he was drunk, so Allah's Messenger peace be upon him retreated, and we went out with him. Narrated by Aisha, mother of the believers. After the death of Allah's apostle, Fatima, the daughter of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, asked Abu Bakr as-Siddiq to give her share of inheritance from what Allah's Messenger peace be upon him had left of the fat, i.e. booty gained without fighting, which Allah had given him. Abu Bakr said to her, "Allah's apostle said, our property will not be inherited, whatever we, i.e. prophets, leave is sadaqah, to be used for charity." Fatima, the daughter of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, got angry and stopped speaking to Abu Bakr, and continued assuming that attitude till she died. Fatima remained alive for 6 months after the death of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. She used to ask Abu Bakr for her share from the property of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, which he left at Khaybar and Fadak, and his property at Medina, devoted for charity. Abu Bakr refused to give her that property and said, "I will not leave anything Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to do, because I am afraid that if I left something from the Prophet's tradition, then I would go astray." Later on, Umar gave the Prophet's property of Sadaqah at Medina to Ali and Abbas, but he withheld the properties of Khaybar and Fadak in his custody and said, "These 2 properties are the Sadaqah which Allah's apostle used to use for his expenditures and urgent needs. Now their management is to be entrusted to the ruler." Az-Zuhri said, "They have been managed in this way till today." Narrated by Malik bin Aus. While I was at home, the sun rose high and it got hot. Suddenly the messenger of Umar bin al-Khattab came to me and said, "The chief of the believers has sent for you." So, I went along with him till I entered the place where Umar was sitting on a bedstead made of date palm leaves and covered with no mattress, and he was leaning over a leather pillow. I greeted him and sat down. He said, "O Mali, some persons of your people who have families came to me, and I have ordered that a gift should be given to them, So take it and distribute it among them. I said, O chief of the believers, I wish that you order someone else to do it. He said, O man, take it. While I was sitting there with him, his doorman Yarfa came saying, Uthman, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Az-Zubair and Sa'd bin Abi Waqtas are asking your permission to see you, may I admit them? Umar said, yes, so they were admitted and they came in, greeted him, and sat down. After a while Yarfa came again and said, may I admit Ali and Abbas? Umar said, yes. So, they were admitted and they came in and greeted him, and sat down. Then Abbas said, O chief of the believers, judge between me and this, i.e. Ali. They had a dispute regarding the property of Bani and Nadir which Allah had given to his apostle as fat. The group, i.e. Uthman and his companions, said, O chief of the believers, judge between them and relieve both of them front each other. Umar said, be patient. I beseech you by Allah by whose permission the heaven and the earth exist, do you know that Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, i.e. prophets, property will not be inherited, and whatever we leave, is sadaqah, to be used for charity, and Allah's Messenger peace be upon him meant himself by saying we. The group said, he said so. Umar then turned to Ali and Abbas and said, I beseech you by Allah, do you know that Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said so? They replied, he said so. Umar then said, so, I will talk to you about this matter. Allah bestowed on his apostle with a special favor of something of this fat, booty, which he gave to nobody else. Umar then recited the holy verses, what Allah bestowed as fat booty on his apostle, Muhammad, from them for this you made no expedition with either cavalry or camelry, but Allah gives power to his apostles over whomever he will and Allah is able to do all things. Surah 9 verse 6. Umar added so this property was especially given to Allah's Messenger peace be upon him but, by Allah, neither did he take possession of it and leave your, nor did he favor himself with it to your exclusion, but he gave it to all of you and distributed it amongst you till this property remained out of it. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to spend the yearly expenses of his family out of this property and used to keep the rest of its revenue to be spent on Allah's cause. Allah's apostle kept on doing this during all his lifetime. I ask you by Allah, do you know this? They replies in the affirmative. Umar then said to Ali and Abbas, I ask you by Allah, do you know this? Umar added, when Allah had taken his prophet unto him, Abu Bakr said, I am the successor of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him so, Abu Bakr took over that property and managed it in the same way as Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to do, and Allah knows that he was true, pious, and rightly guided, and he was a follower of what was right. Then Allah took Abu Bakr unto him and I became Abu Bakr's successor, and I kept that property in my possession for the first 2 years of my caliphate, managing it in the same way as Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to do and as Abu Bakr used to do, and Allah knows that I have been true, pious, rightly guided, and a follower of what is right. Now you both, i.e. Ali and Abbas, came to talk to me, bearing the same claim and presenting the same case. You, Abbas, came to me asking for your share from your nephew's property, and this man, i.e. Ali, came to me asking for his wife's share from her father's property. I told you both that Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, our prophets, properties are not to be inherited, but what we leave is sadaqah, to be used for charity. When I thought it right that I should hand over this property to you, I said to you, I am ready to hand over this property to you if you wish, on the condition that you would take Allah's pledge and convention that you would manage it in the same way as Allah's Messenger peace be upon him used to, and as Abu Bakr used to do. And as I have done since I was in charge of it. So, both of you said, to me, hand it over to us, and on that condition I handed it over to you. So, I ask you by Allah, did I hand it over to them on this condition? The group aid, yes. Then Umar faced Ali and Abbas saying, I ask you by Allah, did I hand it over to you on this condition? They said, yes. He said, do you want now to give a different decision? By Allah, by whose leave both the heaven and the earth exist, I will never give any decision other than that, I have already given. And if you are unable to manage it, then return it to me, and I will do the job on your behalf. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The delegates of the tribe of Abdul Qais came and said, O Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him. We are from the tribe of Rabi'a, and there is the infidels of the tribe of Madar intervening between you and us, so we cannot come to you except in the sacred months. So please order us some instructions that we may apply it to ourselves and also invite our people whom we left behind us to observe as well. The Prophet peace be upon him said, I order you to do 4 things and forbid you to do 4, I order you to believe in Allah, that is, to testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. The Prophet peace be upon him pointed with his hand, to offer prayers perfectly, to pay zakat, to fast the month of Ramadan, and to pay the kumus, i.e. 1/5, of the war booty to Allah. And I forbid you to use ad-duba, and nakir, al-hantam, and al-musafat, i.e. utensils used for preparing alcoholic drinks. See Hadith number 50, Volume 1.